when I talked about Muhammad 2 days ago, peace be upon him, I was pretty offensive, especially because I was talking about Khadijah, and I said that like Muhammad wouldn't be into a woman that's 15 years older than him, unless he was into her for his money, and that's primarily because he lived in a society where the life expectancy was like maybe 60. So I think that's probably one of the reasons I view Muhammad as kind of a gold digger. But um, if I'm perfectly honest with you, I if I had a chance to marry someone like Jewel Kirshner, who is a singer, and she's like probably 40ish. I don't know how old she is. Probably a little over 40. And well, but then she's yeah. All right. So um, I don't know how old she is. Um, would I be marrying pretty much the most beautiful woman in the world? And I would definitely be attracted to the woman I'm marrying. Um, I'm pretty sure I would be. So when Muhammad married Khadijah, does did he could he have married someone like Jewel? Probably. And so um, I probably shouldn't have said what I said about Muhammad, because the reality is that he did do a good job as a leader in the society that he lived in, and everyone following him that led the Muslims also, um, Omar, and Uthman, and Ali for some people, and I can't even remember. So they Muawiyah. For some people, like I mean, in my opinion, they did a really good job, like ruling in that environment. Um, and when I talk about a society that was based on violence, it's a society where you had to be violent, and that's why it's like you need the men to be in charge, because like the women aren't capable of violence on the same level as men. At least they tend to not be from a psychological perspective. Like like women in that society weren't who you fought. You fought the men, and in most societies you fight the men. And so that's why I called it a violence-based society, because like it was a society at war, and it was a society that was constantly at war, and it was a society where you had to protect your caravans through violence. Like you couldn't call the cops, someone's raiding my caravan. You had to kill people, and so it was a society that the men had to be in charge, um, even though they didn't have to be. Because let's face it, was Khadijah actually pretty much in charge? I'm pronouncing it differently because I read her name. Was she like the boss? She was, and so she didn't have to do violence. She could use her money to pay people to do violence, and men do that all the time. Um, but she did live in a violent society. So yeah, sorry about saying that. Um, yeah, I think a lot of people believe that the people from Al Qaeda, most of them never got caught because they went dark and stayed super low key, and they were careful. And I think they're probably never going to get caught. And I don't really care, because um, the past is the past.